Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time to kick off the best of 2018. How the heck is it 2019 already? I did write my first check today, and I wrote the correct year. I did not screw that up. So today, we are going to kick this off with the best of primers, concealers, and foundations, because it's Friday, and you know Friday, you're supposed to get your Friday foundation fix. Today, you're going to have to get that fix through the best of 2018. Now, if you have not seen the way I do my roundups at the end of the year, I basically go with my top 5 most beloved products to me. Not necessarily all released in the current year, but the ones I reached for the most, the ones I loved the most, the ones I enjoy the most. And of course, because I have no self-control, I will be giving you 10 of my favorite foundations instead of 5. Actually, there's 11. I couldn't narrow it down, you guys. I couldn't. So let's get into this with primers. I'm going to go from backwards to best. So 5th place to 1st place, with 1st place being my favorite of the year. And let's start with number 5. My number 5 favorite primer of 2018. I learned about this through Tayla's channel, as I do so many face products. And it's the Photo Ready from Revlon, the Pore Reducing Primer. This stuff it's my new favorite pore reducing primer. I did previously like the e.l.f. pore filling primer. This one I feel doesn't dry my skin out as much. It never pills up or gets gunky looking. I can use it right on the areas where I have larger pores. I also use it on the texture in between my eyebrows, and it does a really nice job of filling in pores and sort of just filling in gaps. I also like to put it on my Meredith Grey wrinkle here. It just kind of fills everything in nicely, and when I'm trying to keep the cost of my face down, my daily cost of face, I like to reach for drugstore stuff. So my number 1, of course, you guys know what it is if you've been watching me for any amount of time whatsoever. But this is how I try to keep down my daily cost of my face, by working in some drugstore stuff, and this one's really good. Number 4 is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. This was also on last year's top 5. This is just a solid, good primer for people with dry skin. It both acts as a moisturizer, but it also helps extend the wear of makeup. I can't ask for anything more. In the winter especially, this is my go-to. Number 3, I think this was also in last year's. This is the Too Faced 3-in-1 Hangover. This is the replenishing primer / setting spray. I do use it for both. I enjoy it for both. It works really well as a primer. Again, hydrating. I use this mostly in the wintertime or in the summer when I want something light as a primer and I don't want to put a heavy silicone-y type of product on my face. This one is very good for dry skin and also helps extend the wear of makeup. My number 2 favorite of the year was the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and this is just beautiful, and I've been using it. You can tell I used to try to save all my high-end expensive stuff, but makeup expires, and if you don't use it, and all it did was sit on your vanity, then what's the point of having it? Like, why did you spend the money? If you're not going to use it, then it expires. The one complaint I have about this stuff is that the little scooper that comes with it, it should be magnetized, or it should have a little pouch or something. I've lost it. I'll blame myself, but I know the truth is the cat stole it. But one of you guys had a great suggestion to use guitar picks. So I ordered a bunch of guitar picks on Amazon, and they work really well. So if you find yourself in the same situation where your animals have stolen your little scooper, it works really well. This is great for smoothing. It blurs fine lines. It fills in pores a little bit, though I still like to use this in combination with a pore filling primer. But it's beautiful, and it really helps extend the wear of makeup. This is what I go to when I need, 15-hour day kind of lasting out of my makeup. It's beautiful, and it looks so pretty on the vanity. Their packaging, it's just gorgeous. The number 1 favorite, you've heard me rave about this like 500,000 times. You saw I have 3 backups of it in my drawer here. It's the Strivectin Line Blur Factor. This stuff is like magic. The reason I like it so much, it does extend the wear of makeup, but it really helps minimize my smile lines. Can you tell I'm not wearing it today? Look at how prominent my smile lines are. This stuff blurs those lines. It's the main thing it does is minimize lines. It minimizes my forehead lines. It minimizes my deeper smile lines. It doesn't do so much for pore filling. So again, if you really want, go in with both, something like the Revlon and this. But gosh, this does a great job on my smile lines especially. Let's get into concealers. I had a hard time picking 5th place because I kind of don't have a 5th place favorite. I'm really picky with concealer, and I have a hard time getting ones to work for me, so I've kind of got a tie for 5th place, and I'd say neither one of them. I'd almost put neither in the top of the year versus putting them in, I don't know. But I do enjoy them both. This is from Flower Beauty. It is their Light Illusion Full Coverage Concealer. It's not full coverage on me. It is what I'm wearing today, but it's a very nice concealer that does not settle into my wrinkles under there. It doesn't crease up on me. It doesn't dry out my under eye. And I don't need to set it with powder, which is nice because my under eyes are getting really crepey when I set them with powder lately. The other one is the Josie Maran Vibrancy Concealer, and I have zero luck with this foundation, but the concealer works really nicely for me. It's an argan oil based concealer, and same deal, I don't have to set it with powder, so I do go back and forth between these two, but you know, it's tough. They're not my favorites. It's these other 4 make it to favorite status, but I'm really picky on my concealers. Number 4 is the old tried and true, this was in last year as well, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, the Dark Circle Treatment Concealer. Now, I use shade Fair, but I also use the Highlighter Illuminator pink shade. These both work really well on me. Now, I did pick up the new lightest shade, Ivory. It's super yellow undertone, does not work on me. But Fair and the highlighter shade, which is more of a pinky undertone, definitely both work really well. These, again, they don't dry out my under eye. I have really issues with dry under eye, and I don't like it looking crepey under there. So they work wonderfully. 3rd place, I've got the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I have this in 2 shades, shade C3 for the winter when I'm paler, and C4 for the summer. And they go even lighter than this, so if you are lighter than me, you will very likely have a match in this line. This, to me, is like Tarte Shape Tape, but does not dry out my under eye. It's very full coverage. It is very nice looking under the eyes. Sometimes I do have to set it because it's a little bit of a thicker formula, and sometimes that can make my eyes go crepey a little bit, but it's still worth it. I like full coverage concealer, and it is good. Number 2 is best for me on light makeup days because it's not quite full coverage. It's the Laura Geller Filter First Concealer. I don't really like the little smushy ball at the top, but such is life. Same with my favorite. It's kind of the same sort of deal, but this stuff is beautiful, very smoothing. It really improves the look of my under eye. I just wish it had more coverage because I can almost always still see some purple coming through, but it is smoothing, which if my eyes are really looking bad that day, this is the one I will go for. I will suffer the lack of coverage to have a smooth under eye because it's really pretty. My new favorite. Oh, I'm so glad I found you this year. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away. I wear this in shade Fair 2. I did pick up shade Fair 1, and it was way light and way too yellow on me, which was a bummer because this one's just a smidge too dark for me in the winter. I can still get away with it, but it's not as highlighting of an effect as if it was just a smidge lighter. Very smoothing, does not dry out the under eye. I can wear it without setting it. It does not crease into my fine lines. It is beautiful, and it's so close to being as much coverage as I want that I ain't mad at it. It's beautiful. All right, let's dig into this mass of foundations that I have here. I'm going to go first with number 11, the honorable mention. And this is mostly because I don't have a ton of experience with it yet, but I'm so impressed with the finish and the price points since I've been wearing it. It's the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. This is really more of a natural to satin finish on me, and when I use it with a illuminating kind of a primer, it definitely is not a dry matte. It's definitely a natural skin-like kind of finish, and it's really pretty. go CoverGirl, man. Now, I still like to mix. This is shade L20, and I've got L40. I mix the two of them. I have not looked to see if I can purchase a shade in between, but the mix is a beautiful color for me, and it matches well. And this is just a really pretty foundation. I just don't have enough experience with it to really put it on my best of the year. That's the same situation with these two that I'm going to mention. The Osmosis and the Doll 10. They don't have great shade ranges, but they are both beautiful foundations. And I wore the Doll 10 for a solid week in Las Vegas when I was very dehydrated by the end of the week. It was beautiful. I could wear it sheared out. I could wear it up to a good solid medium coverage, and it was beautiful no matter what I did with it. Then I took the Osmosis with me for my Christmas travels, a little over a week. I wore this exclusively that week, and it's same thing. I was able to wear it sheared out. I was able to wear it full on glam for the holiday celebrations. It's a beautiful foundation. I encourage both companies to put more shades out. Because what was it? I think Doll 10 was 4 and this was 7. Not enough, you guys. We need more shades. We need more people to be able to wear these beautiful foundations. But again, I'm so new to them that I don't want to put them on the best of the year just yet because I haven't had that much experience with them. But they're good. I'm really encouraged, going to keep on wearing them. My remaining honorable mentions, I have to mention them because I wear them all the time. So I don't want to leave them out. They're not in my top 5, but it's only because I have like 10 that I rotate all the time. So first up, with Simplicity, this is the local Harrisonburg-based independent, vegan and cruelty-free brand, natural brand in my area. I have shade 2 of their foundation. It's beautiful, it's long wearing, it's very easy to wear, and the ingredient deck is impeccable. It's very... I feel like I'm doing a good thing for the environment and for not putting toxic chemicals on my face by wearing this stuff. It's really easy to wear, and I wear it all the time. The next one I want to mention is a tried and true that I will reach for if I know I need it to work and I don't have time to futz around and accidentally have a bad face day. I need a good face day. Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place. It's tried and true. It's one of those never fails me kinds of foundations. I reach for it when I need to know it's going to work and be good, and I don't have time to wash it off if it's not. Next honorable mention was a discovery this year. I love it for a matte finish. It is one of the very few matte foundations I can wear without looking like a kid dried up, wrinkly, pruny cake face. YSL All Hours. It's really, really solid, long wear. Doesn't shrivel my face up because we don't want a shriveled face. That just sounds bad. Let's go the other extreme. I reach for this one all the time too, especially when I'm traveling. I don't know why, because I don't know. I bring it with me a lot. It's the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. Super pretty. It's a very luminous kind of a foundation. It is great when my skin is feeling dry, and it's really pretty. All right, let's get into the actual top 5. These I wear all the time, and they ranked top 5. First up, CYO Life Proof. I'm wearing it today. This is in the shade 104. I also have the shade 101. Sometimes I mix them, sometimes I don't. I did not mix them today. 104 is a pretty good match for me most of the time. 101 is a little bit too light for me, but in the dead of winter, I will sometimes need it because I'll get pale. And I can use it as a mixer. This stuff mixes beautifully with other foundations that need a little bit of help. But on its own, beautiful finish. It is just a really pretty foundation. Drugstore pricing. My only complaint is that every time I go to get more, it's sold out. Number 4, and this really could be any of my MAC foundations. I put Studio Sculpt in here because I reach for this one probably the most, but I own MAC Studio Sculpt, MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and MAC Mineralize, and I love them all. So I really could have put any of them into this slot right here. I have 3 different shades in each one, so I've got, or each one is a different shade. I've got an NW10, an NW13, and an NW15. So I kind of choose them based on what time of the year it is. In the winter, I'm an NW10, and it's just a really pretty finish. All of them have really nice smoothing properties on me, and none of them dry my skin out. Even the Studio Fix Fluid, which is more of a matte finish, does not dry me out. That's the one I brought with me last Christmas on my holiday travels and wore it every day for a week straight, and it was fantastic. This one is more of a natural to satin finish, a little more luminous than the Studio Fix Fluid. MAC Mineralize is definitely a dewy finish, so any of them could really be in this slot. MAC foundations work really well for me. I don't buy a lot of MAC products because I wish they were cruelty-free, and I don't want to, like, fall into love with another not cruelty-free brand because I want to kind of go the other way with my purchasing and support more cruelty-free brands, but I do love their foundations. Third place was a 2018 Discovery, the Dior Backstage Face and Body. I've got this in 2 different shades. I also have some samples in a few other shades, and it's another one of those matte foundations that does not age me, does not make me look dried out, does not make me look older than I am. It's really, really pretty, really easy to work with, and very long wearing. My top 2, now I'm a bougie girl, but believe it or not, my top 2 favorite foundations of the year are drugstore. So let's go number 2. A fairly recent find that I'm down to here on the tube. We are running low, people. It is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Foundation. This one's just super pretty and super easy to wear, and it degrades very gracefully. It's pretty. I've got it in shade 130. It's not drying. It's even slightly hydrating. It's a really pretty foundation. I've seen people review this and it's hit or miss. Like, some people love it and some people don't like it at all. Try it out. Go somewhere you can get returns if you don't like it, and wait for a coupon. Try it out. I love it. But my number 1 favorite, you could probably guess this one too. I have 5 shades of this. I don't have 5 shades of any foundation. It's the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick. This stuff is so good. This is primarily what I brought with me to Ireland. I was there for 7 weeks over the summer, and it's again, I love flexibility, especially when I travel. I like to be able to wear it sheer, wear it light, wear it medium, build it all the way up, go full glam. Like, I want options. And not only does this give me options, this is a very, skin-like, natural, not dry finish. It's a beautiful finish. It stays put. It wears really well. It's got a bunch of shades. It's super convenient in the stick format. I have no complaints. This stuff is, I love it. There's my take on 2018 as far as face-based products go. Let me tell you guys what other videos we've got coming up. Who's we? Me and the cats. So I will do some skincare where I rank my favorite moisturizers, my favorite serums. I'm adding a category this year for my favorite eye creams or eye treatments. I will be doing top 5 new to me brands this year, top 5 new brands that I have tried that are just new to me. I'm adding a top 5 eyeshadow palettes category. That will be coming. What else do I have? Top 5 face masks. I think there's a couple other skincare categories. I can't remember them all, but I will be breaking them into a series of videos coming up all this coming week, and you can find my favorites. They are all linked down below if you want to check any of them out. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be posting those best of 2018s, and I appreciate your time. I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.